Here we go.
Hey, this is James from the Backyard Games. On this episode, I shall review the movie Fast 5 in the game Spider-Man Edge of Time. Former cop Brian O'Connor partners with ex-con Dominic Toretto and Mia Toretto, and Brian broke Dom out of custody. They've blown across many borders to escape authorities. Now backed into a corner in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. They must pull one last job in order to gain their freedom. An old friend, Vince, offers Brian and Mia a train heist job for some much-needed cash. Hunted by both sides of the law, Dom figures it's time to stop running and buy some real freedom through Reyes. To pull off a $100 million heist like that, it's going to take help. As they assemble their elite team of top racers, the unlikely allies know their only shot of getting out for good means is confronting the corrupt businessman who wants them dead. But he's not the only one on their tail. Federal agent Luke Hobb never misses his target. When developing the film, Universal Studios left the street racing team who transform the franchise into a heist action series involving cars. By doing so, they hope to attract wider audiences that might otherwise be put off by a heavy emphasis on cars. Fast 5 is considered the traditional film in the series, featuring cars and giving more attention to action and set pieces, such as gunfights, brawls, and the heist of $100 million. This film is a combination of comedy and acting, bringing the best characters together. Also attracts a young audience by adding hot women, fast cars, and big explosions. Fast 5 adds a new character, Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, who is a federal agent and also shows his wrestling skills. The action car chases and stunt work are unique. The movie was shot in Brazil. There is much space to enjoy the beautiful sceneries of Brazil. The cars they use are real, bringing us back to the old school filming. Justin Lin delivered a great movie. There are a few lessons to be learned in this movie. Family sticks together, running isn't freedom. I give this movie an overall rating of 10 out of 10. Spider-Man Edge of Time. In the game Spider-Man Edge of Time, you play as both the amazing Spider-Man Peter Parker, hero of present-day New York, and as Mikael O'Hara, Spider-Man of the year 2099. As both Parker and O'Hara, you unleash combos by rapidly pressing one button, launch enemies into the air with another, and fire web shots with a third. There's some fun to be had in clobbering the thugs, robots, and mutants that try to put a stop to the Spideys, and using their super speed abilities to attack enemies, while those enemies continue to attack where you were standing an instant earlier. Is empowering, but although you unlock new moves and power up existing ones throughout the course of the game, the combat doesn't evolve in any meaningful way. It never requires much skill, so defeating your enemies doesn't remain rewarding. Despite the simplicity of its combat, Edge of Time stays interesting as a result of its storytelling As the Spideys communicate across time, you often see what one Spider-Man is doing in the corner of the screen as you control the other. Thanks to the linking of their timelines, the actions of one Spider-Man can have an immediate effect on the surroundings of the other. For instance, if O'Hara is overwhelmed by mutants in the future, Parker can save them by destroying the Fell Experiments lab. In the present, you must frequently race against time to save your fellow Spider-Man. You could web swing, and it's exciting to speed through the air as you hustle from one location to another while the pressure is on. The narrow corridors and the other confined spaces in which you spend much of your time mean that you are rarely have been liberating opportunity to swing any which way. You can always zip right to the highlighted perch with the press of a button, and you make your frequent use of this ability to get around, but Edge of Time doesn't fully take advantage of Spider-Man's most defining power. In addition to being restrictive, the locations in which the game takes place are mostly dull, industrial hallways and metallic chambers with little visual variety. Edge of Time has other frustrations as well, including a poorly designed battle in which you must fight the same boss 3 times in a row, and you must repeat the entire process from the beginning if you're defeated, and start to finish the game is only about 6 hours long. A hard difficulty mode challenges to complete alternate suits to unlock, and other bonuses give dedicated wall crawlers playing to do, but the combat is too simple and the movement too limited to make these undertakings appealing. Spider-Man fans may find putting up with the game's flaws worthwhile just to enjoy its story. Pros of the game: good writing and solid voice acting, living up the story. Some powers are fun to use. Great humor. Cons of the game: combat is overly simple, environments are often confining, only about 6 hours long. There have been better Spider-Man games. I give this game an overall rating of 6 out of 10.